Hi fantasy managers, welcome to FPL Team Talks. In this video I'm going to go through my team selection for game week 31. We're going to talk about the transfers that I intend to make, the first 11 I intend to select, and I'll look at captaincy options. Towards the end of the video we'll look at my longer term transfer plans and how my transfers fit into all of that. So if you enjoy these sort of videos, give it a like, don't forget to subscribe, and in the meantime let's take a look. How did I get on in game week 30? Let's have a look in order to establish what I'm going to do for 31 and beyond. Remember, I wildcarded in 26. I got 4 green arrows in a row, which was brilliant. I've really increased my rank. I'm now inside the top 800k. I've moved down a little bit, nowhere near where I would like to be, but I've still got chips to play. The side looks pretty set up well. I'm hoping by the end of the season, if I can finish strongly, I'll get inside the top 100k. It seems quite a big ask. It's been a lot harder this year, really has, compared to other years, and a little bit different with the World Cup and the extra wild card, etc. kicking in, and I'm not going to get anywhere near my 20k rank last year. But it is what it is. I've still enjoyed it, and it's still been a really good journey. And I'm still enjoying playing it now and making these videos for you. So I've got 48 points. It's my first red arrow for a little while. So I've gone down to about 850k, as I said. Rashford, he got injured, so that's a problem, as we know. And Luke Shaw is out, hopefully not for too long. That's how my side. I'm not going to lament on it too long. Let's have a look at how I set up for game week 31. So I have one free transfer, and I'm going to use it because I'm intending on free hitting in game week 32. So if I roll it, I'll free hit in 32 and I'll end up with one transfer in 33. You cannot come out of a free hit with more than the one transfer. So I'll use it or lose it in this week, and I absolutely fully intend to use it. Rashford, it will not be available. We know that, out for a couple of weeks. Got an option. Do I get rid of him? I don't think I am. I really want him for that game week 34 fixture because I am free hitting in 32 anyway. 33 they're away at Tottenham, which isn't the greatest fixture, and then 34 they have the double. It looks to me, and again I'll have to just keep an eye on it, that Rashford could be back for that 34 double. If that's the case, I absolutely want to keep him in. Luke Shaw should be back much sooner. I was tempted with the idea of putting him in the starting 11, but I actually don't think he'll start against Forest. If he does get any minutes, and I don't even know if that's true, then I think if he is slightly available, he'll just start on a bench, come on to get minutes to build his fitness up, and that's not really going to help me whatsoever. So I'm going to end up with playing Maddison. Does not get into the side. He's done very little for me. Got 3 Brighton players away at Chelsea, which is not ideal, and I do want to get another Man City player in. So I think, as we'll see in a minute, the transfer plans that I'm going to make are pretty boring and they're pretty obvious, but I've got to make them anyway. But let's have a look at my transfer plans and then the options going forward and what the side looks like in the next few weeks. So who would I take out of my current side? Reluctantly, I do think I'm going to have to take James Maddison out. His underlying figures still look pretty decent. His goal return isn't that bad, and also he's been pretty nailed all season. So all of those things considered, and the fact that his fixtures look okay as well, except that they're playing Man City this week, I just don't think those midfield slots are so precious, and I don't think he's been producing it at the moment. I don't trust Leicester either, even though I do think if they'll score or get some returns, he is going to be involved in some way or another. However, I just need to bring in a Man City player. Away at Man City is not a good fixture for him. 8.2, probably slightly expensive given that he's blanked the last 3 weeks. I don't think it was a bad decision bringing him in with the fixtures and who he is and his underlying stats. It just hasn't worked out for whatever reason, so I don't regret it, but now's the time I'm going to get rid of him. I think under normal circumstances, without Man City having a double, without Manchester United having a double, then possibly I could look to keep him, but I just think he's one that's going to have to go. The obvious choice, and I've been watching his price go up all week, and that's going to be Jack Grealish coming in. It's now gone up to 7.1. It started where he's 6.9, 6.8, something like that. I don't regret holding off the decision. I wanted to see, make sure he went through that Champions League game. There was a moment when he came off and he had a bit of treatment, but he looks absolutely fine. We've had no information from Pep, so looks pretty sure that I'm going to bring him in. There is a slight doubt and worry in the back of my mind that he is going to just be dropped, because we know what Pep Guardiola can be like. Now, if he does rest him in between those buy-in ties against Leicester, it's not a disaster. I'm free hitting in 32. I'm pretty sure he'll come back for Arsenal, and he's got the doubles coming up as well. So even if he doesn't play, I still think longer term it's a decent option, and I've got to use that transfer somewhere else. There are other places I could have gone, could have brought Ederson in potentially, but Jack Grealish at home to Leicester seems like a pretty exciting prospect. And beyond, he looks pretty good. The only other one I could consider is KDB. I just don't think I want to spend that much money for someone who potentially is not any more nailed on than Grealish. Grealish playing well, looks like he's got that left-hand side slot his own. And whilst Foden's out, not much competition there as well. So I think he is the obvious. It feels like a boring choice because everyone seems to be bringing him in and Maddison coming out. The only exception to what I'm doing, I think, is that, in fact, I'm not taking Rashford out. I'm holding on to him. So for game week 31, he would come straight into my side. Matoma would come out. A lot of you, I know, would be playing Matoma ahead of McAllister. I just think he's on pens. He's getting forward. I don't think there's a lot between the two of them. I think it's just a personal choice. I just think McAllister's a fantastic option. And when he's playing more centrally and getting forward, I think I just prefer him. But if you want to play Matoma, you had March, absolutely fine. Estepinian, I don't particularly want to play, but he has to come in because Rashford, Shaw obviously not playing either. So that is how I would set up. It gives me 4.4 million in the bank. In terms of free hitting in 32, this completely unaffected. Moving forward, I'm captaining Haaland. Forgot even to mention that. That's absolutely nailed on. I'm not going anywhere else other than that. And then for 33, I'd go and have another transfer. The side doesn't look too bad. I don't actually have any issues in terms of playing Haaland and Grealish against Arsenal. I'm pretty happy to do that. Right away at Chelsea, given their scoring problems, again, I'm not a complete disaster there either. Not sure I particularly like doubling up on a Newcastle defence, but if Shaw's available, I could possibly put him in. But I think Newcastle got more chance of getting a clean sheet than Manchester United away at Tottenham. So again, this doesn't look like a particular bad week. I would love to carry a free hit through, a free transfer through to 34, and I'd have 2 transfers to make going into this double game week. Now, I've already got 3 Brighton who are doubling. I'd have 3 Man United, and hopefully we'll know more about the Rashford and the Shaw situation then, and they're both available. I'm doubling up on Newcastle there. Sorry, I'm tripling up on Newcastle there. They've got a good fixture at home to Southampton. Raya with a single game week has got Forest at home. But I have got 2 transfers, so potentially looking forward, and this is still a few game weeks away, and we'll have to wait and see for more of those double game weeks to be put in. I want to stay flexible, but right now I'd like to have a plan, and that would be that Raya potentially would come out for Ederson, and then Trent would also come in and me would drop out. That would give me 10 double game week players. Haaland would get the captaincy, and I still have that triple captain chip, and I'd have to wait and see, but I'd be very tempted at that moment in time to play Haaland triple captain with Fulham away and West Ham at home. That looks like a really tempting time to play it. Only gives me 0.4 in the bank. I've got a Liverpool player. I'd love to get Salah, but I just don't think I'm going to be able to get there. Hopefully Rashford will be fit by then. And then the game week 35, I think really no plans, but Watkins will be looked to be shifted on, and possibly look to bring another striker in. But by that time, anything could have happened. But those are my transfer plans and my team selection for game week 31 and beyond. That's it for this one then, guys. Let me know in the comments below what you think of my team selection and the transfers I've made. What do you think of my captaincy choice? Is there anyone else we could possibly go for? And what are your transfer plans moving forward as well? In the meantime, we'll come back at you next week with a free hit video for game week 32, along with a watch list and team selection as normal. So if you enjoyed the video, give it a like. Don't forget to subscribe. And in the meantime, good luck. See you soon.